Hello everyone and welcome to the TJB Podcast and Spicy Wing Challenge. This is the first time we've done anything of this sort, so apologies if it's not to expectations, but we're giving it a good go. So my name's Adam, I'm director of TJB Get Together After Serving. Alongside me is my brother-in-law, Todd Barker, who has his own photography business called TJB Photography. I'm going to pass you over to Todd just to explain a little bit about himself.
Yep, so my name's Todd. I basically run TJB Photography. Adam's asked me to come along today and engage in the Spicy Wing Challenge. A little bit about TJB Photography. So I cover a vast range of photography, ranging from events photography, wedding photography, portrait photography, and also for my hobby I do wildlife photography. I've done quite a few events for TJB in the past, including the black tie events and some charity football events. That's why Adam's kind of asked me to come along today and engage in the challenge and share a little bit about what it is I do and how I'm a part of TJB and how I engage with TJB.
Basically, you're being my guinea pig today, aren't you?
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much the case.
Yeah. So what we're doing today is we're going to have a bit of a Q&A session with Todd. Learn a little bit more about TJB Photography, why he likes TJB, why he wants to be part of TJB, and the most important one is we've got some spicy wings here. We've got 5 spicy wings each, so I'm going to be doing the challenge as well, starting from lemon and herb all the way up to the Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper sauce, which I've heard is an absolute lethal for you.
I'm looking forward to that one.
So that'll be a very emotional, I think. To get us kicking off with a podcast, Todd. So I've got a few quick fire question and answer Q&A questions for you. Mm-hmm. All right. So where did you grow up, and did that affect who you have become today?
Good question. Yes. So I grew up in Scotland, Rochdale, local lad, and yes, it definitely affected how I grew up. Growing up around Scotland was quite difficult as a child. As you know, this area is quite well known for, in some areas,
various things.
Yeah, various things. It's known for good things, bad things as well. I grew up around a lot of drug addiction, a lot of criminal activity. My childhood was very, very different to how it is now. Let's just say that.
You definitely turn it around for the better, right?
Yeah, turn it around for the better. When I was younger, my life was very different, but the person I am now is polar opposite, basically.
Yeah. Do you think, obviously you've done all your degree and things in psychology and things like that.
Psychotherapy and counselling.
Yeah, so what made you change from doing that to being a photographer? And by the way, I very, very highly recommend Todd as a photographer.
So I worked with people in mental health, substance misuse, domestic abuse and homelessness for some 8 years, and I just fancied a career change. Kind of went through a lot of stuff with my daughter. My daughter was very poorly. She had to have multiple brain surgery and she nearly passed away as a result of one of those surgeries. Now, working with people in a certain way over a period of time became quite mentally draining, as well as what I was doing with the hospital and also doing my degree at the same time. So I've always enjoyed working with people, especially when I went through my own journey, my own recovery through drug addiction. I found out that I enjoyed working with people and helping people to feel certain emotions, whether that's being joy, happiness, gratitude, all that kind of positive psychology kind of stuff. So the career change with photography came a little bit after my daughter started getting a little bit better. I realised that helping my daughter was quite mentally tiring and emotionally as well, that whole experience. So I decided I wanted to work with people in a different way but still engage with people because that's what I enjoyed doing. Photography actually started as a hobby. It started with wildlife, and I actually did it for my own mental health at the time because I was struggling with my own mental well-being. I was working part-time, I was full-time in university, and I was at the hospital a lot with my daughter because of a condition. And after that, it was very tiring, and I struggled socially for a while because I was in hospitals a lot, and it was COVID, all that kind of stuff. So photography kind of started getting me out myself again, and I started engaging in wildlife. First, that became a hobby. Then I started moving into people and stuff like that, and it kind of just grew from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that kind of goes.
Yeah, good answer. That, to be fair, it's quite inspirational. To be fair, it just shows where people have been in the past and how they can turn their life around. Just, would you say it's more willpower, or do you think it's more willpower and your family helping you, or the support network you've had behind you and things like that, or is it just pure for you personally, your own willpower to want to beat the demons?
Do you mean my own personal past with drug addiction?
Yes,
stuff like that?
You personally.
I think there's a few factors that play a role in it. I mean, going back to my own drug addiction, at the time I think I had to get to a certain place in order to want to change. My daughter's definitely played a role in that. I mean, Hallie wasn't born at the time. Lola was, she was very young.
Yeah.
I knew that something needed to change because I didn't like the person I was. I didn't like the father that I was. I didn't like how my life was, and I got to a point where it was either go do myself in, or I do something about this and change.
Help people all at the same time as well, what you're doing now, aren't you?
Yeah, I had kind of no purpose in life. Well, it felt like I had no purpose. I mean, I knew I needed to be a father. I knew there was a sense of purpose there, but my own personal purpose, I didn't really feel like I had one.
Yeah.
Well, now it's more about helping other people, and with the photography, I get to do that because I get to create magical moments for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Happy days, yeah. Fair play. Right, shall we start? Shall we try a wing? So with these wings, I was going to do it in order of strengthness, but I've decided to mix them up so we don't know which one's the hottest one, which one is the weakest one. Which one's that starting first?
Trying to think which one.
I'm thinking. So we're going this one.
Yeah, I mean, this looks.
That looks the hottest one.
That looks quite nasty. That looks pretty
cool, that. Shall we go on this one?
Yeah, we'll start with something a little bit.
Go on then, let's do it.
I'm not looking forward to this.
I think it's aftertaste. I think it's going to come on that.
It's not actually too bad, that.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite nice. Stop it, I'll be getting any food poisoning or like that.
Sometimes I feel a little kick afterwards, a little bit.
I'm my brother-in-law and that, but I won't put it past you.
Look at that.
It's actually quite nice with that.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
I reckon that's going to kick in. I reckon that's the... It's got the lemon herb. What do you reckon? You're enjoying that, aren't you?
I've been fasting, so yeah.
Right, so
nice, thank you.
I just want to chat about, obviously, Hallie, your daughter, and how GTAS as an organisation helped out, and we put an event on for trades funds, didn't we? So I'll do a bit of a breakdown. So Todd approached us. It weren't so much approach, it was like a combined decision. We wanted to do something for Hallie. Todd will go into more information about condition and things like that briefly. But we set up a 24-hour football match at the Soccer Factory in Rochdale.
That now.
Kicking in, isn't it? Yeah. We set up a 24-hour football match at Soccer Factory in a couple of years ago, wasn't it? Like 2022 or something. Or was it before COVID? I can't remember.
No,
we set one up anyway,
just
didn't we?
after COVID.
Yeah. So we set one up and we managed to raise, what was it? The funds we raised, a good couple of grand, weren't it?
I think 3,750.
Yeah. Roughly, we had about 220 participants that took part over the 24 hours, weren't it?
Yeah.
Cake stalls and things like that. But I think that's what we're all about. So as GTAS, we don't just want to raise funds for ourselves. We like to help out the community, other charities, other organisations that need our help as well. But yeah, if you want a bit of a brief information regarding Hallie's condition, just to make people aware as well, to raise the awareness a little bit on that.
Yeah. So Hallie's basically got a brain condition called Chiari malformation. I'm kind of a little bit off there. Hallie's got a brain condition called Chiari malformation, and it's something that in this country is not vastly heard of. It's more well known in America, and I just think that's because of general population. There's more people in America. It's a brain condition. Basically, at the back of your brain, you have your pons and cerebellum. Now, Hallie's cerebellum this is the easiest way I can explain it to the general public. Hallie's cerebellum is basically bigger than the normal person's. So what actually happened was Hallie's brain actually grew down into... I'm trying to think the easiest way I can explain this. So rather than going into the psychological terms and stuff like that. You have a circle part in your brain which your spinal cord basically runs down. So Hallie's, the normal person's cerebellum is supposed to be above there, where Hallie's actually grows in. And to cut the story short, to keep it as short and sweet as possible, is Hallie's brain grew down into that circular part, and it put pressure on a spinal cord, which basically knocks your automatic nervous system out of place. It causes dysregulation in the body, so like temperature, stuff like that, knocks all that kind of stuff. Hallie gets headaches. She has nerve damage in hand and foot. Now this is like the long-term effect. Because the condition went on so long and it wasn't recognised for so long, she started having blackouts. Every time she was eating, she was being sick. She couldn't keep any food down, basically. And what we actually found out was, we was going to the doctors for, Michelle's mum was taking her. Hallie's mum was taking her for a period of like 3 years and off, and we kept getting fobbed off saying it was like viral infections, it's bugs, it's this, it's that, asthma. We got told all sorts. And it wasn't until she started collapsing that I started taking it serious. But it got to the point where she actually, when she ate something, it wasn't going into her stomach, it was going into her lungs, basically, because what had actually happened was her cerebellum had put that much pressure on a spinal cord. It knocked all the system out of balance, basically. So food was no longer going into her stomach, it was going into her lungs.
All right.
And that's when she developed aspirational pneumonia, and that's what nearly killed her. The condition itself, it's not widely known of. Hallie's actually had to have one of her vertebrae removed, so a section of
on the spine.
Yeah, the spinal cord. She's had part of the skull removed. She's had to have a skull drilled.
Wow. And
she's had to have part of the cerebellum basically electrified, and then they've had to put the best way I can explain it is her brain's been recovered again with another part of tissue, basically, because they had to go into her brain to electrocute this part of the brain so it would shrink and stop putting pressure on.
I think it sounds like we seriously need to raise some awareness on this condition.
It's called neuroplasticity.
Spell it.
I did to be able to, but I can't. I mean, with dyslexia, it's even worse. But yeah, she's had to have basically tissue put over her brain to cover that again, but she's still got a hole there, so we've got to be very careful with the activities that she does, and she can't engage in certain activities. It's something, like I say, it's not well known, but it causes a lot of issues.
So if anyone has any information on Chiari malformation or any questions, I suppose you'd be quite a good contact to speak to.
I mean, when Hallie was actually going through it, because I knew nothing about it, I actually had to do a lot of research, and like I said, I can go into a lot of technological terms on what it is and what it does.
But did you teach yourself then, or did you seek advice?
I
do a lot of studying about it?
I added a lot of groups to find out a lot of information from people. I did a lot of research around it. Like I said, I had to speak to a lot of people in America because it was more well known there. And I found a group in the UK actually called Chiari Malformation UK. that was on Facebook, and I started speaking to people off there as well, just so I could get more of an understanding. And I started reading, because I was at uni at the time, I was actually reading scientific research on what I could do for Hallie, what would help her, stuff like that.
Right, fair enough. Shall we get stuck into a second wing?
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
I'm going to go with this side.
You want that one?
Yeah.
Go on then, let's do it.
There we go.
Oh, not too bad.
No, I think that's one of the milder ones. It's got to be. I'm going to risk it for a biscuit and try a bit of sauce.
Which one's that one, the extra hot one?
That's the extra hot.
It's nice, that. That is pretty nice. Need a little kick to it.
Oh. Wow. That's hot.
Yeah. A bit of a kick to that coming on now. Yeah, that's quite a spicy one, that one.
Oh my god, that's hot.
That is spicy. Get in.
Wow.
So Todd, we're going to move on now to more about TJB photography. We're learning a bit about yourself now and why you want to do photography and things and where you've been. What would you say you look forward to the most? So you get a job coming in. What would you like to do the most? Like, would you like to do weddings more than others? Would you like to do birthday parties, do's, like we do black tie events? What would you like to do the most? And what's been the best event you've done so far?
Ooh, good questions. That's hot. If we're talking about, it's a difficult question.
So if I came to you saying, for instance, I'm getting married next year, I want to be my wedding photographer, would you have a bit of a buzz, or would you be like, oh, that's going to be
It's a tough one because each aspect of photography and events that, I've done events, I've done weddings, portraits, indoor, outdoor.
You done that a gig last year, that little Glastonbury, didn't you?
Yeah,
A proper festival.
Yeah, that stuff's quite good. You meet a lot of people, and you see different people, and you get to, when people get a bit rowdy, they've had a few drinks, it can become quite comical and stuff like that. And people get a little bit more confidence, and they want more pictures, and you get a variety of shots. I'd probably say I enjoy events photography.
Yeah.
Really enjoy events photography. For that kind of side of it, it becomes quite fun. And I enjoy. See, you enjoy them for different things. Events photography can be quite fun. I enjoy weddings because you get to make memories for people. You get to engage in that kind of, those feelings of love and joy and companionship and all that kind of stuff.
I say you're the one that's making the memories. If they're not a good shot.
Yeah, there's different reasons why you like different aspects of photography. Like the wildlife, for example. I know that's only hobby based, but I enjoy that because it's peaceful. I enjoy that because I'm engaging with nature. I enjoy it because it's good for my mental health. I know you guys do a lot of stuff with PTSD. I've been diagnosed with PTSD. Mine's a little bit different. I know you guys are veterans, and veterans PTSD is quite different. Mine's from childhood, but I enjoy that because it's good for my mental well-being. I enjoy the children's portrait photography for different reasons because, again, it's making memories for mum and dad. Children can be quite fun and playful in their own way.
Except my little girl.
Yeah, my niece can be less than difficult at times.
I think a few of you I know would agree with that as well.
There's different reasons why you enjoy different aspects of photography. It's like I've just moved into the fine art photography. I enjoy that because it's quite artistic. So each type of photography, you will have a different liking for it. I don't think there's a specific one that I can say, remember and say, I enjoy that more than that. I just like them for different reasons.
Yeah, fair play. As far as like different mindsets and things, and you'll have to go into different mindsets every time you've got a new client, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's like when you go into event photography, your mindset's quite different because you've got to focus on different shots. If I go into a wedding, I know I'm going to over-focus on bride.
Yes, I remember when you did the black tie event for us. It's like you've got to think outside the box. And all I do, I want to book a photographer, and that's it. You go on about all different lighting and things like that, don't you? The backgrounds and if you want to blur a background and stuff like that, you can do all that. Sure. It's mind blowing. I couldn't do it myself.
Yeah, the thing is as well, I've never like as I started out doing this as a hobby. I was never taught by anybody, so I've had to do, you know, over the past few years, I've had to do loads of research on like lighting, for example. You mentioned lighting, or what's the best time of day to shoot if I'm doing it outdoor. Where's going to be the best place in an event to find that lighting, like near a window or something like that. You know, you've got to think when you come into, you know, people think with photography sometimes you just take a photo. There's a lot more different aspects to it. You know, for example, the black tie event, it was about finding lighting in certain situations, like look for people at a bar and that lighting coming down on the face and stuff like that.
Yeah. It was even a nightmare setting this camera up with me for the lighting. It was about half an hour just to set a phone up. But yeah, so basically you're there or thereabouts now with your business. You just want to take it to the next level. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, like the back end of last year, I moved more into fine art stuff. I mentioned fine art a minute ago, and I really want to develop that this year. You know, like I say, it's more of an artistic look, and it's a lot more about using your lighting, your highlights, and your shadows. Yeah, you probably won't get a lot of that.
What you're on about.
Yeah, you probably won't get a lot. But it's about creating an artistic look and kind of a drama effect. And yeah, I want to move more into that this year, especially with children. Got lots of ideas around Christmas and kind of moving into studio with that stuff as well with kids. And I did some of that stuff back end of last year as well, you know, kind of moved into that, and composites. Composites is another style of photography where it's basically inputting a subject, so for example yourself or Autumn, into a digital background and making that look like a real-time event basically.
Oh, fair play. Do you think that's quite unique in the area? Do you feel like you found not a gap, but you've kind of mastered that kind of side of things?
I think from what I've seen, because obviously I look at other photographers' work.
I think it's quite niche. Would you say it's niche? Would you say
the composite in a Rochdale base sense? I think yes, because I've not seen a lot from Rochdale doing it. I know over Ashton Way, over let's say maybe over like Ramsbourne or something like that. I think there's a couple of people that do it. But from Rochdale on a composite level, I don't think there's many doing it. Fine art, I've not seen many doing it.
Yeah, so what I'll do after this video, attached to the video, I'll put a few pictures of what Todd's talking about with what's it called, composition?
Yeah, so it's a composite background. It's basically where you place a subject into a digital background. I could send you one of the Christmas ones or something like that.
So I'll attach that to this video at the end so you can see some of his work along with his Facebook page and contact details, etc. Third wing, should we do it?
Why not?
Then I've got a very good question for you after this one, so
okay.
I hope this burns. I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to go with this one here.
That looks a little bit more spice, I'll give you that.
What we're going to do, we're going to mix two. So I'm going to go for that one, and then I'm going to go for that one, either side.
This is going to be nasty, this. Really nasty. That's supposed to be mad, aren't it?
Let's do it.
Oh my god. Whoa.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my god. Oh. That one's hot.
That is hot.
That's the Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper sauce. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh.
Nice. Tastes in it, you want more, but it's hot.
Yeah. I can imagine later you're going to feel it.
Yeah, frozen toilet roll.
Yeah.
Right, next question, Todd. What are we on? We've got a few more minutes left. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
In regards as a person or job or?
It's just in general. So, career-wise, personal why? Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
So the photography at the minute is part-time.
Yeah.
You know, based on different events. So I think in 5 years' time, I'd probably like to be full-time, studio-based, event-based. You know, covering wide aspects of photography. Personally, this is kind of cliche, but just want to be happy.
Yeah.
I've had money. I've done great things, had good jobs, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, just want to be happy.
Fair play.
Don't fucking know what that means.
Just a comfortable life. You gotta be comfortable.
I think if you get too comfortable, then you're not doing the right things. You know, I think you've got to step out your comfort zone.
What a model that is.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to a bit of a biased part of the podcast now. So Todd, you started volunteering, being the grants and funding officer, trying to get us as many grants, funding and things like that, so we can do what we want to do in helping the mental and physical well-being of military veterans and the wider community. Can you just explain a little bit about, or tell us why you fancied being part of GTAS? What's basically made you realise, not realise, but think you can play a big part in the organisation and just what you can bring to the table, basically.
So there's a couple of things. You know, GTAS is, you know, it's a great organisation, great group of lads. You know, I met a lot of the lads on like the black tie events, football events, that kind of stuff. And you're a great bunch of guys. You do a lot for the community. Give a lot of time for the community. You know, you do a lot of events for. Excuse me, stop that. You know, you do a lot of stuff like Spring of Hospice, and you know, you did a lot for Hallie, for my daughter. So it's like, you know, you gave your help out with my daughter. So this is kind of my way of giving back to you guys as well. You know, I know you've done a lot for, like, you know, you did a lot for Moggy and stuff like that. Like I said, great group of guys. Do a lot for the community, and I know you do a lot for each other as well. You know, you help each other's mental health and stuff like that. Seen a lot of guys get involved. You know, I remember, I'm not going to mention names, but you know, you've had lads in the past who struggle with mental health, and me and yourself have gone and had talks and stuff like that with them. You've asked me to come along because obviously my background. So I know a lot of people benefit from being a part of GTASC, just in a general sense and a wider sense. Yeah.
Do you think it's helped your mental health as well, being part of our organisation? I mean, obviously, we've given you quite a lot of responsibility to get us the funding and things like that to help us progress. Do you think mentally it's helped you as well, doing what you're doing with us? I say in regards to, like, you do the photos for us and things like that, don't you?
Yeah. It keeps me busy. You know, if I'm keeping busy, then, you know, mentally I'm okay. It's kind of when, and I think this is for most people who struggle with mental health, and I think just men as a general population, I think when we're not doing something, or when we're on our own and we're twiddling with our own thoughts and stuff like that, I think that's generally when we struggle. So I think, you know, being a part of GTASC, you know, doing bits for you, it keeps me busy, so it keeps me focused. You know, we talked about purpose earlier on in the podcast. You know, it's giving me a sense of purpose, enables me to give back to you guys, give back to the community and stuff like that. And, you know, in regards to the funding, you know, I kind of know how to do that stuff. I've done stuff for like fisheries and stuff in the past. I've worked alongside people who's done, you know, funding applications and stuff like that. And I know you know, as a whole, the organisation wants to grow and develop and help more people in the community. So, you know, if I can give a little bit back and be a part of that, that's great.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's get stuck into the fourth wing. We've got 2 left. That's going to be the last one.
I'm going to be honest, I'm dreading that. I'm absolutely dreading it.
Right, go on, you pick yours.
Go on, then I'll go with that one. You can have that one.
Let's have a see.
Looks like there's quite a few chili flakes on that.
I'm going to give it another dip in all of them.
I think I'll pass because that's looking nasty enough as it is. My stomach's going to be ruined after that.
Nice that one.
That was quite nice. I don't think that was one of the hot ones, even though it had chili flakes on.
I think that was what is it, lemon herb?
Yeah. That just looks nasty.
It's going to be, I can feel that now. Yeah. Oh. So in regards to GTAS again, where would you like to see GTAS go? Is there anything that you think we can do, not differently, but more to help the community? So at the moment, we've got 3 open age football teams. That's starting to spin the back of my throat. We've got 3 adult open age football teams. The first team that play in the Rochdale Sunday League in Division 2. It's tingling in it. The second team are in Division 4, and we've just started a 3rd community team. They play the charity games. They're going to be playing up and down the country. We've just got a new sponsor for that, Better View, so thank you very much for that. Brad's actually going to be coming on doing one of these podcasts and the Wing Challenge in very due course. But yeah, we've also got the Kids GTAS Academy, which is looking at being set up on the 7th of March, the first sessions.
That's kind of why I was smiling. As well as that being on.
So that's going to be primarily under 8s, under 9s and under 10s, with quick potential to expand to all the different other age groups. We've got circuit training we do on a Wednesday night.
Wow.
We train on a Monday evening, currently at, I'm struggling to think now because that's spicy, at Curzon Ashton, at Carno Langley's 3G pitch. On average, we're getting about roughly over 20 members and 20 participants. Some don't play for GTAS, they just want to be part of something special and unique and just get their fitness and, again, improve their physical and mental well-being. I forgot what the question to you was now, my head's gone. And that's like, So yeah, is there anything that
what you think we can improve on?
We could improve on, or anything you'd like to see?
And where I'd like to see GTAS in the future? That was the original question, wasn't it? I know what you'd like to see GTAS in the future. I think it's a great idea. I'm having conversations at the minute, which with friends who understand funding a little bit more than me. I think your idea is great. I think it'd be great to have an all-out GTAS where you've got your own base, you've got football pitches, you've got kids coming every week, you've got teams running from the age of say 6 up to 18s and then on to a first team. I think it'd be great if you had a base where a lot of the lads struggle with mental health, for example, PTSD, anxiety, depression, all that kind of stuff. I think it'd be great if you had a base where you could have in-house groups for those people, and you could help them with groups based on like CBT, mindfulness, art therapy, walking groups, that kind of stuff. If you could establish all that stuff, I think that'd be fantastic for the community. We've spoke a little bit about this, and hopefully, if we all work together and chip in, we can get the funds needed to hopefully get to that end goal.
Yeah.
How do I think GTAS could improve? I think just a little bit more activity, a little bit more meetings on exactly how we get to that desired goal, how we get GTAS to there, how we establish GTAS to be, kind of a primary point for helping people with PTSD, because that's how you guys kind of establish, you want to help vets with PTSD and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And how we open that then up to the community as well, not just veterans, we can help people in the Rochdale area, Greater Manchester area, and get those people coming along and getting support for PTSD.
Yeah, fair play. So we have the last wing.
I don't really want
to. This is going to be the horrible one. This is going to be horrible. Let's do it. So what we'll do, we'll have this last wing, we'll suffer with it, and then the floor's yours. If you've got any promotions, any events, anything you want to advertise, the floor's your own, and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah?
Sounds great.
Let's do it. You can have the bigger one.
Oh yeah, nice one. Appreciate that. Oh my god, that was absolutely vile.
Let's get the rest of the sauce in. Come on, get the rest of the sauce.
No, you're alright. There's enough on that for me. Thank you very much. Oh my god. That is rank.
I think it's quite tasty, that. You want to taste it?
No.
Yeah, it's a bit hot.
Oh my god. My stomach's actually saying no, mate.
Wow. Yeah, it's a bit hot.
Oh my god. My stomach's actually saying no, mate.
Wow. Right, so that's more or less coming up to the end of the podcast now. Todd, thank you very much for coming today. It's been very appreciated for our first ever podcast on Spicy Wing Challenge. The floor is basically your own now. If you've got any promotions, anything you want to address, advertise, anything like that, fire away.
Yeah, so in regards to promotion wise, the spring come summer promotions are going to come up soon for the outdoor shoots, especially the children ones. You can see all that on my Facebook if general public want to have my Facebook, TJB Photography. By come August all through to December, we're doing fine art photography indoor. So again, people need to have a Facebook so they can see that kind of stuff in the advertisement. I have got some stuff on there which they can look at and see if that kind of photography is for them.
Yeah, again, we'll add that to the end of the podcast as well with the link to Todd's Facebook.
Yeah, and the Christmas shoots I'm going to start advertising in October this year. Again, a lot of the Christmas work's on my Facebook if people want to look at that and see if that's something they want to book in for. I am quite busy this year with, I've had quite a few weddings booked and events already, but I have got some space left available for the summer and winter. So if anybody wants any events booking in or anything like that, just send me an email or message via Facebook. I can speak to them and arrange that if they want to get in touch.
Yeah, happy days. So yeah, that's the end of the podcast. Next up on the next episode, we've got Aaron Keogh. He owns Odin Watches, who are again a local based company. Reason we are doing the podcast is to raise as much awareness for different organisations, companies. If you've got any events coming up in the future, we're going to advertise free of charge for you. So if you want to be part of this podcast, please get in touch and we'll get yourself booked in. Apart from that, have a good day and thank you very much. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.